Right, we are live streaming. 14 people on within the first 3 seconds. You must have been waiting. As I say, this is a new setup, new laptop, new speaker, so hopefully everything's good. Where you from? What's your questions? What do you want to know? Anything catapult, hunting, tournament related, anything like that. Seeing your comments coming up now. As I say, it's a lot easier on my phone. I've struggled on the phone. We got it here now. Craig Padley hoping to get out with the float rod. Just ordered a new feeder rod. I was out fishing the weekend myself. You've probably seen on my page. I had a blind. I had about 30 carp. Nothing bigger than £10, to be honest, but loads of good sport on the float rod and a little lock and that. Catty lad, how's it going? Phil Smith, you said a while ago the clipped PPMG was on its way. There's a new release this month. Just wait. This month, weeks away. Elias Boswell, when is the next tournament on, mate? I'm going to the Bristol Pirate shoot on bear with me. I've got it on my calendar's behind here. It is the 18th of this month in Bristol. There's a few events there. It's my first shoot I've been to for ages. We'll be going to Kev's, the Bristol Pirate one. Hoping to get 3 more trophies this year because I've 97 trophies now from shooting, and I'd like just to get them 3 more, even if the 3 third places in the worst events. Just would love to get up to 100 trophies. But I will be at the Bristol Pirate shoot in 2 weeks. 2 weeks yesterday it was. I'll be at that one. Definitely. I hope you can all hear me. This is a new setup, new microphones, new speakers. All your comments are coming down the side. Got it all on my new laptop, so as long as you can hear. We've got a lot of comments coming through. Like, whereabout are you in the world? Mark S. Hello, guys. Hello. Cody Gore. Hey, John. Snohomish, Washington, USA. If I've said that wrong, I apologise. Ron Wild, I've just put a comment on homepage. I was so impressed with the PPMG Plus, which my son brought last week. I've gone from plinker to sniper. Well, it's there to do the job. It's there to do the job. Catapult Carnage, Mr. Chris Graffin, how are you doing, my good friend? Hope you're all right. JW, nice fish tank, brother. Thank you very much. Catty lad, are you, mate? Is there a giveaway today? The giveaway will be in the next non-live video. I've got one filmed, pretty much just, well, I've got all the footage, it just needs editing, but this week is chaos and I'm away again this weekend, back up the caravan that I'm doing up. And then I'm working next week, then I'm away Friday, Saturday, Sunday down Bristol at Kev's shoot. Then the weekend after I'm back at the caravan. Then the weekend after that, I've got a 3-day fishing social on a carp lake with the lads. And I'm also super busy with orders, so I am all over the place. So when the next giveaway is, will be on the next video, which I'm planning to have edited within the next week. I've got all the footage anyway. It just takes a lot of time to get together. Bear with me. Adam Wilson, I've just ordered the Joker on your eBay store. I think I remember to ask for it to be held in the left hand. They all come up set up to be held in the right hand unless asked. So if you're unsure, send us another message. Tell us you want it on the left hand hold, and it will be set up for the left hand hold. Jubilar Slingshot, hello. How are you doing? Gavin, you've lost weight, pal. Thank you. I've lost in between 1.5 stone and 2 stone now. I've got about another stone to go, but it's coming off now. Feeling better. 3 months no beer now. I knocked it on the end New Year. Started doing a bit of running and a bit of healthy eating. Nothing spectacular, but just enough to, drop the pounds off. Evening, John. Nigel Bullen, I hope you're good. Catapult lad from Scotland, hello. Aaron Lewis, hi John, what would you say is the best setup for kids? First of all, make sure they've got eye protection on, but I'm sure you all know that. Anything I recommend for kids as a first time shooter for kids is light bands, super light bands, and eye and wide forks. As eye and wide as you can probably get to start with, and once they get better, then start smaller in the frame, making the frame smaller, and then make the bands powerfuler to suit. But always start off with higher and wider forks, to say forkits and handits, and always start off on really, really weak bands. I started my girls shooting when they was 3 or 4 years old. You can actually see the videos on my YouTube, and they had stupidly light bands. That was cut like elastic bands. They was that narrow, and I started them off on frozen peas in the garden. By the age of 4 or 5, they was both shooting half decent. You can go back and watch them videos. That's how I started. I've worked the way up to better bands and steel balls now. It's a good way for kids to start. Alina Simon, hi. Steve Young, how you doing? Catapult lad, no problem. Landon Dell, what bands do you use? At the moment, I'm on GZK. I'm shooting the 0.66 at the moment. I'm switching between a 25 to 20 taper. I've also been trying the 30 to 20 and also 30 to 80. I'm just playing around. In all fairness, obviously the wider one will be a bit faster, but they're all doing the same job perfectly. It's just me personally, when I shoot on my PPMG and PPMG Plus, I like to have a 30mm band on the fork end. It's just I've shot bands that wide since 2013 when I used to shoot 30 to 20 Theraband. And unless I've got a 30mm band on the fork when I pull back now, it just seems weird having anything narrower. But that's just me. And I prefer heavier bands as well. I seem to get the heavier the band, it seems to slip from my finger better on release. With a light band, I'm thinking too much of the release. With a heavy band, it's just, it's gone. But that's just me. But yeah, I'm shooting GZK 0.66 from 30 to 20 at the moment, but I've been shooting 25 to 20. I've been shooting 30 to 18. I think I'm going to end up sticking with the 30 to 20, but I will say that setup is deadly. It won't be for everybody. It's a bit of a strong pull, and it's a wide cut. I'll actually be shooting that at the competition in 2 weeks, which is going to be probably the powerfulest setup there, but that's what I'm used to, and I'm not going to swap it just for comp. I'm going there with what I've been shooting with, and might destroy some targets with it. Wayne Keylock, evening, John. Love the channel and learning so much from you. Cheers, pal, and keep them coming. No problem at all. John Baldhead. You on about me there? My name's John. I've got a bald head. Hi, John. I'm new to catapult shooting. Where is the nearest club to Swansea in South Wales? It's quite a bit going on in the South Wales area at the moment. You got the Welsh Warriors. It's South Wales. I can't think of the name off my head now. Somebody on here will know. I've been to their shoot. There's one in Bristol in 2 weeks, but with COVID and the restrictions at the moment, I don't know what's a go ahead and what's not. And they're only allowed so many people to meet, and it's all names and numbers down, that contact tracing stuff. So at the moment, there's little meets going on with certain people, but there's no major big public events for everybody to turn up at the moment. It's just with what's going on in the world, it can't happen, and it's just the way it is. But there is a few things. If you're down South Wales, if you look on Facebook and Facebook mainly, check out Bristol Pirates and check out Welsh Warriors. They're both catapult clubs. I'm sure if you're in the area and you know, I'm sure you'll be welcome with open arms to any one of them. But definitely get in touch with them first. Don't just turn up. Right, here we go. More questions. So much easier on this new laptop. I was on my phone before and I was like this, scrolling down, and the comments was disappearing, and got this new laptop set up. I brought it especially for video editing. I've got surround sound now, a subwoofer up there, and it's just, I must say, it's easier. I should have updated the phone to a laptop time ago. Right, Alina Simon, you're my favourite YouTuber. Well, thank you very much, Alina. Riley Plays, yo, how you doing? Blackout Lancaster 76 was going to say you look like you've lost a lot of weight. Nice one, man. It's not easy. Cheers. You know what? It makes it worthwhile when people comment. I was at one point 19 stone 9. I've got it written on this calendar behind me. I've gone from 19.9 and I'm just on the high end of 17.12 now. So it's over a stone and a half, coming up to 2. In all fairness, this Easter weekend and the last 4 or 5 days, I've ate like a pig. We've had takeaway after takeaway because we've been away for the Easter weekend up the caravan. I had done no running, no healthy eating, but, you know, it's Easter, innit? It's Easter. Oh, yeah, loads of eggs. Alina Simon, I love your tree forks. Thank you very much. Sorry. Ron Wild, there's not much fat on a squirrel. A bit chewy, but they're all right. They're nice. I enjoyed mine. Adventure BG, how are you, bro? I'm good, thank you very much. Adam Wilson, have you got any general tips on hunting, like getting close enough? I usually think I am sighted in and ready now. I think I'm sighted in and ready now. Sorry, you said. We'll be using your joke. I lost my old one. Nothing worse than losing a catapult. I've done it many a times. Tips for hunting. First tip would be make sure it's legal. Don't do nothing illegal, no poaching. Each to their own, but I would advise you not to. Make sure the setup you're using is adequate for the game. Whereas if you're shooting, for example, pigeons close range, they really don't take a lot of power to kill at all. The skulls are paper thin, and you hit them in the head and they're down. Whereas if you're shooting rabbits or squirrels at a further distance, you need something with a bit more whack. I find that the rabbits and the squirrels take a lot more killing, a lot more power. So use an adequate setup. I always say shoot as powerful as you can without struggling. That's my tip. Nobody wants to be thinking it's too hard, but if you can handle heavy bands for hunting, I don't think there is such thing as overkill, but I don't think there's such thing as overkill if you can handle it. Like I can shoot heavy bands with ease. The bands are probably overkill for a lot of the stuff I do, but it's not overkill for me. I'll shoot them comfortable. I always say for hunting, go as powerful as you can without struggling or straining. And headshots, and make sure you're good enough. You don't want to be hitting the animal in the leg or up the arse and scaring it off and injuring it. You want to be taking it out, and get as close as you can, like as close as you possibly can. When I'm out, I like my hunting from, don't really like to go past 15 or 20 meters. Of course, I'll take longer shots if times are hard and I needed to, but I'd rather spend 2 hours looking and make one shot than 4 hours going around shooting at everything in the distance and not getting close. You know, hunting with a catapult is not easy, depending on the ground that you're on, where you hunt, and you know the amount of quarry that's there. But certainly where I am, it's not easy, and you need to make every shot count. So get close, make sure you're good enough, make sure your bands are powerful enough, and you get the job done. Landon Dowell, have you tried sniper sling bands? Yeah, I have. My friend Catapult Carnage Chris sent me some to try. Very good bands, extremely good bands. George Luckhurst, hello, mate. Gavin, I see PPMG style customs all over the place. Are you the original designer of that frame? Yes, it's 100%. You can see the history of it from my on my YouTube. I've actually got a history of the pocket poachers. It was a weird one. Let's have a drink. Sorry. It all started. I said, right, well, go through it briefly because I've got a longer story on my channel. Right, it all started when I went to my first ever catapult shoot and didn't win a thing. And I've seen some of the Spanish shooting these shooters where it fitted in the web of the hand. They got like big monstrous things. And at the time, I just started switching to TTF, so I wanted to make something that pulled into the web of my hand as a target shooter, and that's where the web swell come from. I wasn't the first to do it. I know the Spaniards have done it for some time. They used to have it where they grip like that. It's definitely, the web swell wasn't my design, but I definitely, you know, iterated it into a whole new different design and started shooting it. And I like the idea of the web swell because my last name is Webb. That's the web swell. And then we ended up with the PPSG, the first one I ever made, Pocket Poacher Super Grip. And then it evolved to the Pocket Poacher Mega Grip, then to the Pocket Poacher Mega Grip Plus. And then there's a new one that you might be seeing soon. We'll leave that right there. We'll leave that one right there. You might be seeing it very, very soon. I sometimes use a balloon pocket shot, Mr. Doug said. I've got one in the drawer that actually sent me one quite a while ago to review, but I've tried to have some shots, and in all fairness, I can't hit nothing with it, and I wouldn't like to put an honest review out. So it's not for me, so we'll just leave that there. Dave One, how you doing, pal? Jubilant Slingshot. The Welsh Warriors are in Fockrew. Find on Facebook. That's it. It's like a little village. It's called Fockrew. Yeah, it's like a little village on its own down in, I don't know if it's a valley or a big piece of land. It's a lovely place. It's just on its own. That's where the Welsh Warriors are. Do you ship to Portugal? Pick up Racer says yes, providing catapults are legal in your country. We ship anywhere in the world for free. Hit our website up www.gamekeepercatapults.co.uk, and we offer free worldwide shipping. Jenk Piraku, hello, John. Evening. Where is everybody from in the world then? We had over, I think it was 19 different countries on the last live stream, which is incredible. Let's see if we can beat it. Tell us what country you're from. Jas Ward, I'm in Swansea, John, looking for someone to have a shoot with. You need to check out the local catapult clubs like the Bristol Pirates and Welsh Warriors. I'm sure they would allow newbies to come along. I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to invite everybody to their shoots, but I'm sure that's the whole idea of the clubs, to get newbies shooting. So I'm sure if you got in touch, something would happen. Adventure BG, best channel. Cheers, pal. Graphics are so much better with the laptop, mate, Mark has said. So much better for me too, because you can see all your comments are down a separate thing there. I've got it all on control here. I haven't got to squint to look at the phone. It's much better on my end too. Jenk Piraku, John, schick mir ein PPMG Plus. I'll get the PPMG Plus, but don't know about the other bit. Sorry. Dave 1 looking good, bro. Thank you very much. Muggy Wheel 4, hello. Green Ally, hello. I've got so many comments coming. I will get through it. I'm going to chat for an hour or so. Got some food coming about 7:30. It's only 6:30 now, so we'll have a chat for an hour. Any questions? Get them down. I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about catapults, and if I don't know it, I'm sure somebody watching can drop it in the comments. We all help each other. It's the community chat to help the community, and we'll all learn something from it. That's my motto. Just looking for your comments. Dave 1, I just read that. Do you ever use a FFS, John? And then I'm like, FFS, I know what that means in short. And then he's put PFS. No, Dave, I have a hate against PFS shooters. I think they're dangerous. I think they shouldn't be allowed at shoots. I think they're silly. I've always said a PFS is, with a catapult with a fork that the ball doesn't fit through. It's like building a road that's not wide enough for cars, or making a cup that's not big enough for a cup of tea. It's like, why would you do it? It just seems dangerous and stupid and pointless. And where do you draw the line? What's a PFS and what's a narrow fork catapult? I can't stand them, and I think they're really dangerous. I've seen too many fork hits in person and on video, too many hand hits, too many injuries. I think they should be totally abolished from catapults. That's my opinion. So yeah, I don't like PFS. But each to their own. Just looking at, are pigeons safe to eat, or do they carry disease? Toby Rennie says. Well, there's different types of pigeon. I don't know which part of the world you're from. We have wood pigeon. Wild wood pigeon is absolutely fine. But you also get feral pigeon around towns, and which just they're basically flying rats. You wouldn't want to be eating any of them. But you normally tell with the wild wood pigeon, when you're preparing the meat, you can tell by smell and looks if there's anything wrong with it. But if you're unsure, always get an expert to check it out. Don't want no legal action against me for telling you all to go and eat pigeons in case anything happens. Always get it checked out. But wild wood pigeon is 99% of the time good to go. Brandon B, when's the new catapult coming out? Andrew Penfold, if the SHTF, if the shit hits the fan, people need stuff like this and the economy is going to pop. Landon Dowell says, can you show us some of your favourite frames? I've got them all over the place. They're all over. I've got loads in the attic with all my trophies as well. Too many to show. I will do a video on my collection soon. I want to do a video on my entire collection, and I also want to do a video on my entire silverware from when I've been shooting. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm stuck on 97 shooting trophies now, from first, second, and third place. It's 97 bits of silverware. If I can get to 100, which I'm hoping I can at some point, I said 3 more trophies. I want to do a full video on it, showing every trophy in the journey, and I'll do one with my frames as well. It's got 3 more trophies to get. Hopefully we can pick them off this year or next year, right? When is the new Milbro getting released, mate? Josh Sillett says. The new Milbro. Didn't know anything about a new Milbro. Sorry, pal. That's news to me. Mickey Dixon from Gateshead. Mark S. from Germany. Muggy Wheel from the UK. T-Side. Sling Perfection Believer in Germany. Kevlar Slingshot from Finland. Totally Fishing. Enjoying a Mackey's for our tune in. Mr. Totally Fishing's here. My good friend Mike. Jen Piraku from Switzerland. Adventure BG from America. Marcus Knockmare Dishe here. I bet you got me saying all sorts, ain't you, on here, what I don't know about. We've got people from Western Canada, homemade slingshots. Jordan Graham, you'll have to come to John Graham, sorry, says you'll have to come to Northern Ireland for a bit of fishing. Definitely. I'm only about 20 minutes away from Holyhead, where the ferry comes over. People from all over the place, to be fair. A lot of countries tuned in. We've got to have at least 10 countries tuned in so far, which is good. Dave one. Oh no, I love mine. They are dangerous though. No, we're each to their own, Dave. That's what I say. I think they're really dangerous, and I don't see the point. But that is me. Big Ped, would you ever do the Joker in cast, mate? Eventually, all my designs will be available in cast. There's just so much going on. I've got a mass-produced frame in the pipeline. I want to get more catch and cooks on here. We're looking at CNC cutting our multiplex frames. There's new stuff coming with ProShot. There was merchandise I want to get done for the YouTube, so that it appears on the bottom of the videos. So much going on at the moment. So little time, so busy. But what's the rush, eh? Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? That's what they say. MYODR. How did you come up with the name PPMG? Can't remember exactly. It was an advance on my pocket poacher design, my original pocket poacher, which was one of my first designs about 12 years ago, and that was still the shape it is today. Don't get me wrong, it's been tweaked a little bit here and there, but from the design from about 10 or 12 years ago, it's still got all the characteristics of the original pocket poacher. So that was the first one, and the PPSG was the one after that. And it fitted the hand super, so we called it a super grip. And then it advanced, and then we ended up with a pocket poacher mega grip. And then when we done I think it's this one, is it? The PPMG Plus. It was the pocket poacher mega grip Plus. So we had a new one. You might be seeing another one this year. Kieran Meekleham, what's happening, John? You absolute legend. I'm good, thank you, Kieran. I'm good. Toby Rennie from Scotland about a pigeon question. Stocko Ben, I've just got the PPMG and got my first ever pigeon with it off my permission. Happy days, Stocko Ben, shall I say? They're built to do the job, built by a shooter for a shooter. You know, we know what we're doing. Performance and form over anything else. Did you say you've gone up to 30/20 on the 0.66 screen? Gavin's asked. Yep, that's a bit overkill for a lot of stuff. It's just, as I said in the beginning of the video, I like the wide bands on my fork tip framing, just prefer it. And I like the heavy bands with my pouch release, because when I let go, with the heavier bands, you only have to open your fingers a bit like that and it shoots through. Whereas with light bands, I find yourself fiddling a bit, but that's just me. That's how my style over the 10 years I've been shooting heavy bands. I've always shot heavy bands. I think it gives a better release. I think it gives a better aim. Obviously less drop, and that's just me, but it might not work for you all. Cenk Pirko, oh, I can't be reading all these comments out what are in a different language, because I'm sure you're all going to have me. I'm sure you're going to have me saying stuff that I shouldn't be saying. Landon Down, what's your favourite EDC frame? The original PPMG, I prefer. I just started shooting it after the band's broken with PPMG Plus. Started shooting it okay and just never went back, just stuck with the original PPMG. But that could change soon. Dave one, the new Milbro has been out for ages, made in. You mean the copy, the new? I've got one of them here. Well, there was a debate about this the other day. Bear with me, people. This is what I'm not getting. I've seen this come up on the group. This is the one everybody's saying, made in China. But they're banging the Union Jack all over it, the colours and everything, and it says designed in the UK. Now, I think that's a bit of a trick, if you know what I mean. Made in China, but banging the Union Jack everywhere. If it's made in China, say it's made in China. And they are repros of the original. Don't get me wrong, they're good repros. I ain't going to knock it. It's not my type of frame. These went out with the dinosaurs, the Milbro type of frames. Nobody shoots them anymore. It's like going around on a horse and cart, you know. You don't see it. They're a load of crap to shoot. That was good back in the day, but that's it. They went out with the dinosaurs. But I think that's a bit bad. Like, because unless you studied it, you'd see milbro.co.uk, UK website. You'd see the Union Jack, and you'd think it's all coming from the UK. It's not. Made in China. But a lot of stuff's made in China these days. My laptop was probably made in China. My chair I'm sat on was probably made in China. So who am I to say? But I just think that's a little bit sneaky. That's what I do anyway. When is the chunky Milbro Mark IV getting released? Josh Sillett says. That pattern, the master pattern's been with Pro Shop for a bit. It should have been out by now, to be fair. I'll have to get onto that. Muggy Wheel are okay to practice on the beach when no one's around. I do a lot of shooting on the beach towards the water. It's good shooting. You can hit a grain of sand every shot. Adventure BG says, do you have any guns? Only 2.2 rifle, nothing, no proper gun, shall I say, just an air rifle. Where can you go to play with Slingshot? Can you shoot pop cans? Shoot whatever you want, pal. I up, mate, from Sonny Stoke. This is what KJ says. I'll give PFS a miss. The Wasp IMP and the Gamekeeper keyrings are small enough. Yeah, I don't even like doing the keyrings that much. But small frame catapults, I just think you're just making the job harder for yourself. Why would you do it? There's no advantages of shooting a narrow frame. There's no advantages at all. If anybody can tell me an advantage from shooting a narrow frame, tell me now, because there ain't none. All right, Richard Ledger. I up, John. Hope you're well. I've ordered my second multiplex the other week. Can't wait for it to come and try different band sets on it. Happy days, Richard. Hopefully it's there with you as soon as possible. Dominic King, you're a legend, mate. You got me back into it a few years ago, and I'm so glad you did. You are welcome, sir. Brett the Maverick, Glah. Alina Simon, did you caught a bird? I've shot a few birds. Finn Andrew says, is the Black Widow a good catapult? It's another one of them which in its day was probably the best about, and everybody's had one as a child, but you know, they went out with the dinosaurs, that type of thing. It's all about the new flat band, compact, pocket-sized catapults now. It's just the way things have gone. Dave once says, everything comes from China, even the viruses. It's too right, isn't it? Well, there you go. Look, I can't knock the stuff being made in China. I stock GZK band and other bands from China. So I told you, I can't say nothing about it. I just thought that the way it's all packaged up and says designed in the UK was sneaky. It's just my opinion. Plus the copying the originals from the 50s and 60s. They've even put in the same the pat number on them and everything. So now it's, unless I can tell the difference, but it is hard for people to tell what's an original and what's not now as well. The classic vintage 1950s and 60s Milbro is no longer a classic because there's that many made in China, look like we produced in the UK, copies of the original and imported. You know, it goes on and on, doesn't it? Brett the Maverick. Hi, John. I always get my bands from you. They're awesome. I've got a PPO, the Ocularis, but I don't hear you mention them. What's your opinion on that? The Ocularis is good. It's just the Ocularis attachment. I don't know what it's like in the US where it was originally designed. I believe it's a patent design to Simple Shot. It's just it's just never picked up over where I am. So we designed one to fit the clips, fit the Ocularis plugs with permission from Nathan over at Simple Shot. And it's just one of them that never really took off. There's a few people asked, but you know, you can look on every group, every forum, go to every shoot, and you very rarely see somebody shooting the Ocularis plug, at least over this side of the pond. I don't know what it's like over the other side, but it's just one of them things. Holds the bands perfect, lovely design. You can twist it from TTF and over the top, but just don't see nobody doing it for some reason. I guess some things blow up and some things don't. Has anyone had or shot a Targa thinking of one to mix it up with my PPMG? Big Ped says the Targa by Lewis Pride is a fantastic design. Absolutely brilliant design. I can't knock that. It is a really, really good design, and it's very comfy. Louis Sterling. I ain't gonna read that comment. Oh shit. Josh Sillett says, have you ever tried 0.65 natural precise with 9.5? I've shot a lot of precise over the years. To be fair, it's that long since I've shot precise. I can't remember what it's like, but I know it's not a bad band. Soon to be stocking the 3rd generation precise as well. We've got a lot of stock here now. We've got GZK green. I'm just looking. I've got cupboards down here, all cabinets. We've got obviously Theraband GZK orange in 1mm 0.72, 0.6. We've got the green in 0.66 and 0.8. We've got the black. We're going to get the 1mm. I'm missing the gold precise, the 1mm Magnum precise or something. The gold one, we'll be having that as well. Constantly stocking up on elastics. Probably supply every elastic there is by the end of this year. Josh Sillett highly recommends it. The Precise is a good band. You can't knock Precise. Been around for a while, and it's stood the test of time, should we say. Chucking Steel says narrow is just harder. Yeah, that's the only thing that narrow is different. It's just harder. There's no advantages. Tell me an advantage if there's an advantage. There is no advantage over a narrow fork. Facts. Antonio Santiago, I'm trying to get the PPMG or Plus, however, don't know which one will fit my hand best. See, there's not a lot in them. The PPMG Plus would probably be the better option because the web grip, the depth there is deeper and these bits are bigger, whereas they come to about there on the original PPMG and there on the Plus. So you have got a little bit of movement in here, which allows bigger hands to slide up and down just a little bit, and up and down with the finger locks. If you look at the finger locks, there is like a slight bit of movement. So unless you've got absolute tiny hands or huge monstrous hands, that design will fit 85 to 90% of shooters. Just check what this notification is, sorry. Jesus Ramirez, hi, how you doing? Steve Nelson says, hey, John, are you not a fan of clipped frames? Also, have you shot sniper sling bands? I've had to play with sniper sling bands, and I will be supplying a few band sets and added them soon. They're very good bands, can't knock them. Are you not a fan of clip frames? I've got nothing against clips. We've got stuff coming out, which you'll see soon. But me, personally, wrap and tuck, maybe it's because I've been doing wrap and tuck for ages. I can wrap and tuck a band set on in about 5 seconds each side. You've probably seen it on my last video when I done it in the field. And I don't need any tools, any Allen keys, any screws. I'm not going to lose the clips. If I've got nothing on me, I can change a band set. Now, if you've got a clip frame and you drop your little screws or your Allen key in the grass, you're ballsed. If you forget your Allen key, you're ballsed. If you drop your clip off it, you're ballsed. With wrap and tuck, I just think, because there's no difference in time, in my opinion, not for me anyway. I just think there's more to lose and more to go wrong on clip frames. Well, not slagging them off for newbies, beginners, or people who struggle to do the wrap and tuck. They're a winner, aren't they? Who struggle to do the wrap and tuck. Yeah, the clip frames are an absolute winner. It's quick and simple. That's what it was built to do. But I just don't see why people wouldn't use wrap and tuck. It's just as easy. But I've been wrapping and tucking frames for 10 years, and I've been doing hundreds every week. So I've probably done in the tens of thousands of them now. So I have had a lot of practice. Mr. Doug, I shout out my friend's channel, Catapult Chaos. I'll have a look at that. I'll give him a sub, Catapult Chaos. If it's anything to do with catapults, I'm on there. Gavin says, if you're going to be hunting, then use a proper catty. Why risk a miss with a PFS or something silly? Exactly. I agree with that. Jesus Ramirez says, if the product is good, it doesn't matter where it comes from. Exactly. GZK band comes from China. It's probably one of the best bands out there. Love it. Square elastic is awful on them mill bros, Dave says. Yeah, it's... Oh, you can stretch it. It's like got a dead spot. Like, you can probably see how slow it is. Don't even go over the floor. You can let go. The brick's going to come out there and go... There's some decent square out there, like the Neo square, the green and the orange. The Neo square is pretty decent, but that's just a bag of balls. That's what that is. Brian Lynch says, hello from Canada. I'm new to catapults, but I've learned a lot by watching your videos. I have a bit of archery background, and many of the principles are the same. Cheers and thumbs up. Thank you very much. Got a lot of comments coming in different languages here, so I'm so sorry. I'm just going to have to skip through them. My slingshot is the Sparrow, but I use your Theraband Gold. Got the Sparrow here, funny enough. There aren't many catapults that I ain't got, to be fair. They are another good catapult. Hard to beat these in the UK. The Titan by Catapult Carnage. Check out Catapult Carnage. Amazing, these. Shot it the other day. It's just, the Titan is an amazing frame. You need to check that out. We've got over 100 viewers on now on the live stream, which is good. If you're watching this and you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up because it will really help with it circulating around YouTube. Right, we're on 36 minutes. We'll chat for an hour. We've got another 25 minutes. We got a load of comments. Just have a drink and we'll go through them. Any questions, anything, drop it in the comments. Don't know everything, but I'll try my best to help you. And if I don't know it, there's 110 people watching this now, like-minded shooters from all over the world. I'm sure they will help you if I can't. All right, then. Right, Feather Slinger, how you doing, me pal? Hey up, bruv. Hope you and the family had a good Easter. Thinner width frames are mainly for upright shooters, that I've noticed. I shoot a thinner width gangster for certain style. Yeah, I shoot wide. I've never had any issues shooting up, but, I'll definitely take your word for it as you shoot a narrow frame. Chuck in Steel says, Ocularis is super popular here, but I can't shoot them worth a crap. Alina Simon, have you shot a frameless slingshot? Yeah, you could. We used to call it bareback with no frame. If you look in my earlier videos when I was early 20s, going back 10 years, you can see me shooting double bands frameless with big leads and actually putting holes in the fridge door. The old frameless thing's been about for over a decade. We used to do a lot of it, but it's one of them. Like, why would you do it? It's the same as, in my opinion, the PFS. Dangerous. No point. Just use a proper catapult. All right, where are we looking? Muggy Wheel 4 says, what is the best ammo for slingshots? This is a hard one because a lot of people swear by small ammo like 7-8 mils for targets and hunting. A lot of people swear by 10, 12 mil leads for hunting. 9.5 steel, in my opinion. It's only my opinion. Let's not open a can of worms. It's not necessarily the best, but that is the neat spot in between. Carries more than enough punch to hunt, and it's light enough to target shoot with. And that is what I think is the best all-round ammo, because the other arguments are like, I want to hunt with 10 or 12 mil, or you should hunt with 7 or 8 mil. 9.5 is bang on in the middle. 9.5 millimeter steels is what 90% of my frames are designed around. The band sets we attach, the band sets that we sell, they're all mainly, evolve around the 9.5 steel, and that's what I recommend. It does everything. There's nothing a 9.5 steel doesn't do. It can win competitions. It's light. It's small enough to shoot with light bands and target shoot all day. It's relatively cheap to buy. You can hunt any game with it. You don't necessarily need a heavy band like you would for 12mm leads. It's that little sweet spot. You know, people go down a bit and people go up a bit, but that's the middle one, and that's my opinion. You know, so I'm sitting on the fence on a lot of this and saying that's my opinion. Can't go outright and say it's the best, even though I think it is. A lot of people recommending the Sniper Sling. I have tried it. It's a good band. Charlie Thompson says, how do I get on a permission? Ask farmers, be honest, be straight up, and see if they've got anything. Dave one, I got a talk and found it useless to shoot. I just use a wasp stinger and a few Chinese ones, Theraband gold on them. So many people still shooting Theraband. Theraband has been around for over a decade. And the last shoot I was winning trophies with Theraband. I've got hundreds of return buyers that still shoot Theraband, either singles or doubles, killing everything. As I say, we've got a huge selection of all bands there in all different colours. Theraband Gold is without doubt my top seller. I sell more Theraband than I do all the others put together. But you go on certain groups and ask certain people, and they're all like, Theraband's crap, Theraband's crap. Tell that to the hundreds of people who are bagging game every week. Tell that to the people who are still nailing the silver and winning shoots of it. Proof's in the pudding. White Feather Slinger. Yeah, clear, precise. Good band. I've shot a few precise. It is good. Josh Sillett, have you ever thought about shooting an 8mm setup? We used to shoot 8mm setups a lot. Like I used to shoot. I don't know if anybody remembers the very, very first shoots. I mean, when 95%, well, when there was no Catapult groups on Facebook, when there was only one YouTube channel, we used to get to a pub called the Richmond. Back then, there was a few of us shooting 8mm steel. I was one of them shooting 8mm steel on light bands. And the UKCA in the very early days made it compulsory to shoot 9.5mm steels in shoots. You wasn't allowed to shoot 8mm. And that's why a lot of the people went onto 9.5. So all this new light bands and 8mm steel for targets now isn't new. It was around on the birth of the shoots. It's just come back around now with the new modern Chinese bands and the super light fast setups. But it's definitely not a new thing, everybody going smaller, because we used to do it like a decade ago, but it's come back round again, if that makes sense. But I would never drop from 9.5 steel now. That's me. As I said, it's the sweet spot. It hits, it kills everything. It wins competitions. It's cheap enough. You can shoot relatively light setups on it. And just, I wouldn't change it. And Tiago Santiago says, tell ProShot to answer his email from yesterday. Pal, it's Easter weekend here. It's been Easter Sunday and Easter Monday. You won't get a reply from anybody until Tuesday, pal. It's it's like a bank holiday. Nobody's in work. Nobody does nothing. Although I have been answering my emails all weekend, so I could keep on top of them. But yeah, White Feather Slinger, wrap and tuck. For me, it's solid. It is right. Tom TSI, can you buy the accuracy? No. As I say, I think I say the same thing every video. You can't buy accuracy. If you look on my videos, I've actually got a video called "You Can't Buy Slingshot Accuracy." Funny enough, and I've got one of my high-end posh metal frames, and I've got a wooden tree-fork natural, and I'll put a target up, 2 targets side by side, bullseye about that big, and I think I take 7 shots or 10 shots at each one, and I hit a maximum with both. And show the catapults. One is off an old tree that costs nothing. The other's a £70 full-on ergonomic polished metal frame. They both shoot exactly the same. I'd love to tell you all to buy it, but you can't buy accuracy. A good band set and a nice shooting platform definitely helps. You know, a lot of people switch to these, and with my setups and shoot more accurate instantly, because a nice soft pouch with a balanced band set and a nice grip on the frame definitely helps. But you can shoot just the same with a tree-fork catapult if it's all set up right and weighted to the ammo. So no, you can't buy it. Right, Stocko Ben, I'm shooting 23 to 18 with a Celtic blue. What size steel would be best for all-round game? Never shot the Celtic blue band, I'm sorry, so I can't answer that. How thick is the band? And that'll give us a rough idea. Simon Tanner, hello from Devon. Owen Flutter, pure power in that mill, bro. Put a flat band catapult next to that, you'd have like a rifle. Stag Fires, Mr. Marv is in the house. I hope you're good. I hope you're good, my old pal. Ellie Barrett says, hi, John. What would you say is the best for hunting? GZK Green 0.76 or 0.66? Thank you. There's not really a fat lot of difference. It's like 0.1 millimeter, but I'm hooked on the 0.66. I've got the 0.8 here. I find with a 0.66, cutting it a little bit wider gives the bands more freedom, and I shoot it accurate. So it's each their own. There's not a lot of difference, but for me, it's 0.66. Is that necessarily the best? Maybe not, but I just like a wider, thinner band. When you let go of just say, for example, look at this, you let go of that, and it's more of a flump. Now, if that square was squashed, the more you squash it, the faster it would be and the more it would stretch. So a thinner, wider band. So just say, for example, I'm rambling on now, a 0.76 cut at 25 to 20 mil would probably be the same amount of elastic and the same draw as a 0.66 cut from 30 to 20 mil. You've probably got the same volume of elastic in each one, but the 0.66 would retract faster and seem more. When you let go, it would be more smooth. There wouldn't be a bump in it like you get a bump with thicker elastic. But the difference between 0.76 and 0.66 is minimal. But thinner bands cut wider are always better, in my opinion, for a number of reasons. Homemade Slingshot says, I like to use a bit of string for wrap and tuck. I discovered this morning that a bit of long grass is a good substitute. There's loads of things I do it around my finger now as well. You can wrap it around the four or 5 times. Put your finger there, go around your finger twice, pull it through, move your finger. You need 0 tools. You don't even need the ties, because when you replace a new band set, you can cut the band set that's just broken, use that as your ties. So to reband wrap and tuck catapult, you need nothing at all apart from the band set. You don't need no Allen keys, you don't need no screws, you don't need no string, you don't need no scissors, you don't need nothing. You just need the band set. When the old one comes off, put your new one on, wrap it around your finger, bang, you're good to go. Don't think there's anything as well. You don't get anything where you need nothing to change your bands apart from wrap and tuck. Even on any plug or clip type frame, you still need the plug or the clips. With wrap and tuck, there's nothing to lose and nothing that you need. That's why I like it. It never fails. Can't fail. The only way to get a kill with that Mill Pro is melt it down and make it into ammo to use with a PPMG. Jas Ward says, what's the difference between colours in GZK bands? 0.66 green and 0.66 black, for example. Now, I spoke to Mr. GZK about this and numerous others. Apparently, it's just the colour, but the green definitely stretches more and retracts faster than the black. I've found that out. Loads of other people have found that out. You can tell when I make my band sets and cut them. You can stretch the black and it will start to stop a little bit. You can stretch the green, it seems to carry on. When you let go, you can tell by the snap. Now, I don't know if that's the colour that's odd or something, but it's supposed to be the same band in a different colour, but the green definitely outperforms the black, in my opinion. And why, I don't know. There's no proof of it. Nobody's ever thoroughly tested it, but I am telling you now, the green stretches more and has a lot more freedom than the black. Why? I don't know. Stag Fires, I've got a good question. Why are you so good looking? Yes, Marv. Titan is a great frame, says Phil Smith. It's my EDC at the moment. Titan is an amazing frame. You cannot knock the Titan. Jojo Robinson says, John, any crony test coming with the GZK? Bloody, I ain't done a crony test for about the last chronograph test I had was about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even know if I still got it. I think it's up in the loft or in the garage or something. I've stopped doing the crony tests because there's so many this and that with a crony test. People were shooting crony tests and they were saying they were shooting 9.5 ammo and I was shooting little tiny ammo. So it was getting super speeds. They were saying they were shooting 25 to 20 bands when they were shooting 35 to 20. With a crony test, I'm not saying anybody's rigging a crony test, but I could do a crony test now with this catapult, and I could say this is 25 to 20 GZK on it. And on one test, I could be making it look like it's going 150 feet per second. And on the other test, I could make it look like it's going twice as fast, just from depending on what ammo I use and how much I stretch the bands and how, whether it was 70%, 80%, 90% stretched. I'll never trust a crony test. They're okay to do your own tests, but I just don't believe anything I see. I'd rather test it out in the field. If I can hit a target at 30 meters with hardly any drop on the bands and it's killing my game, then it works. The crony tests are just, everybody's crony tests give different results. They shoot different stuff and you just can't trust them. So I am sorry to everybody who's got chronograph tests out there, but they're all balls. There you go. They mean nothing. Just looking for your comments now. God Tier Gamer says, John, why do I keep getting band slap? I've even moved down to 0.55 band and 25 to 20 taper with 8mm. Still hurts. Could it be the pouch? If you draw length cut right, have you tried shortening or longening your band? Longening? Have you tried cutting your band shorter or longer? But the pouch for an 8mm steel, you really want a little tiny pouch. Anything like my pouches that come on my band sets are too big to come with, and too big for an 8mm steel. They would give you a hand slap. So I'd recommend a little pouch. Try different lengths of your band. I have got a video on my channel how to stop hand slap. So go back, we got like 5 tips on how to stop hand slap. Go back in my how-to section, check that out, follow those tips, and that should allow you to eliminate your hand slap. Slingshot darts are a no-no, should be banned. I've been thinking after watching Mr. Catapult Carnage's videos, I would love to have a go, but the way they go past his hand, it scares me watching him. Like, fair play to him for shooting them. He's got some balls, I'll give him that, but I wouldn't like to shoot them. I thought about trying them, but it's not for me. It's just, oh, nah. Steel ball hurts enough, never mind one of them. Fair play to Chris for shooting them. And he shoots them good and accurate too. Chucking Still says, I 100% agree. 9.5mm is the best all-round ammo. Gavin says, I use 0.40 band, cut 25 to 15 for 8mm. He prefers wide cut bands. A lot of people prefer thinner bands cut wide than the 1mm bands cut narrow. It does give the band more freedom. And it's better. Jofi Slingshot Hunting. How you doing, Jofi? Hope you're good, pal. I hope you're good. I hope you're all well and had a good Easter weekend and that. Looking for your comments. So we've had about 15 different countries tune in so far. A lot of people keep asking what band set I'm shooting. I've probably said it 4 or 5 times already. I can't keep saying the same question. Mark Robbins. Hi, John. I've only been shooting catapults for about a year, and I've recently brought some of your GZK green 0.66 bands. And for some reason, I just seem to shoot more accurately with them. A good band set is the key to accuracy. I just said a few minutes ago, it doesn't really matter what frame you can shoot. An high-end ergo frame or a natural, they'll shoot, you know, in the right hands, relatively good. But a good balanced band set, cut right with the knots or the ties an equal weight, with an even pouch with a center ammo hole, does make a difference. A good band set on a bad frame is much more accurate than a bad band set on a good frame. The band set is the thing. The band set is the one. We machine cut our bands, and then we double jig tie them. So when you stretch the bands, the knots are put under the same pressure. I don't like the jigs where you do one side at a time. So you can pull the bands, and they might be stretched 20% when you do that knot. You pull this side, and they might be stretched 30%. And when you take them out the vices, you can see the knots are different. It's only minimal, but when you're drawing like that, one knot's heavier than the other, obviously the lighter knot's going to fly faster, and it will kick your shot out. So we always do the same amount of wraps and knots, the same distance and the same balance on every set. And that's why I believe our band sets to be, 100% balanced and perfect every time. And it's not just me that does it. Most people will do them that way. Anybody who supplies band sets should do them like that just to make sure it's perfect. I'd always recommend that. I'm just looking through your comments, people. We've got loads to go through. Loads. We've been on here for 55 minutes now. Jesus, time flies. We'll have another 10 to 20 minutes tops. I've got a catch and cook video I want to get out this week. I've already got all the footage. It's all done. It's just going to take a lot of editing. If anybody's seen my Facebook page earlier, we've had to put all our eBay stuff as out of stock because we have gone absolutely berserk through eBay this weekend. And instead of taking on orders that could take a week or two to get out, we've put a hold on sales till we're all up to date. And we'll go again. So I might not get time to edit it this week. And I've got such a busy weekend. I'm away at my caravan doing work this weekend. Then when I'm back next weekend, I'm at the shoot for 3 days down Bristol and back doing work up the caravan. The weekend after, I've got a 3-day fishing trip with the lads as a social. So I'm up and down everywhere. And I really want to get these videos out because I've got all the footage, but I will try. Gavin says a lot of hate for Ferrer on the Facebook groups and heavier setups, a lot of clueless people on the groups. I haven't been on the Catapult groups for years, but, it's each to their own. Yeah, I ain't going to get into what people say. There tends to be a following now, which is everybody needs small bands and fast Chinese bands and small ammo. That's what everything is. But the Catapult, what people don't think that's on the Catapult groups. The Catapult groups are a small... a small portion of the Catapult world. Catapult groups are made up mainly of the target shooters and the tournament shooters and the odd moocher. Outside that, there's thousands of moochers and hunters who shoot stuff. It's just a small portion. But can't knock the small light bands. They did the job as good as anything, but they're definitely, not the do-all and end-all of bands. There's loads of other setups that would outperform them and do just as well. So horses for courses, isn't it? Dave says, Gavin, Theraband all the way. For me, it lasts forever if you don't dry fire it. That is the one good thing about Theraband. It definitely, we're not going to beat around the bush. It does lack power from the new modern bands. There's no secret there. But it does last forever. If you just target shooting, I've said for ages, the new thinner Formula Theraband is the best target shooting band out there. And proved that 2019 at Cheltenham, we shot against 11 different countries. 300 people there, probably 250 people shooting all the new fast modern bands, and I won one event and come second in the other with Theraband. So it definitely can perform as well as anything. Theraband has a nice smell too in a kinky way. Reminds me of Kinder Eggs. Jofi completely naked under these clothes. Legend. Dan, I'm not liking the 0.8 green. I'm down to the 0.66. 0.66 is the sweet spot. That's what I've been shooting a lot of lately in different cuts. The 0.8 is good. It's just a bit much for me. It's good for probably an heavy over-the-top setup for the 12mm lead shooters and that. But in my opinion, it's a bit overkill for your average 8 and 9.5mm steel. Mark Robbins, hi John, have you any plans to add clips to your PPMG range? Just wait till this month, you might be seeing a few things. Dan says, Jofi, get some wellies on a good bag of pheasant. Just reading your comments. Tom Tasay says, how to see far when you're shooting your slingshot. There's no tips or anything how to see far. You've either got good eyesight or you haven't. If you can see it, you can see it. Fortunately, I can't give you any tips on how to make your eyesight better. That's down to you. Why do I consistently shoot eye? Robert Womack says, if you consistently shoot in eye and you say you've tried everything, all you need to do really is just move your anchor point up a little bit and your shots will drop. It could be that simple of a fix. If you say you've tried everything though, not getting out. If you're anchoring to the corner of your mouth, knock it up half inch. If you're anchoring to your eye, knock it up half inch, and in turn, your shot will go down. It is as simple as that. Right, bear with me, people. Joe, he said, do you want this time of year? I've been doing a couple of catch and cups and a bit, but mine, I don't really do a lot. I don't really do a lot of hunting at all. Anyway, to be fair, Joe, I used to do a lot, but you know, it's a bit risky everywhere, isn't it, to say the least. But yeah, I don't really do a lot of hunting. To be fair, I ain't hardly done any shooting. I ain't shot properly for years. I've been out here and there with the shoot coming up in 2 weeks down Bristol that I'm going to. I will be doing a bit more shooting over the next week or so to try and tune in. But apart from the odd opportunist rabbit and squirrel here and there, I don't necessarily go out specifically hunting. If I'm out, it's out just with a dog having a mooch and that. Sam Pierce, hi mate. White Feather Slinger says, yep, cronies won't prove anything. Yeah, everybody gets different results. The chronograph's crap, in my opinion. You best go and try it in the field and try your drop off, your elevation, you know, what it kills. Great Outdoors says, have you ever tried slingshot rifles? I did go through a stage when was it? Probably 2013, 2014, copying a lot of Jorg Brave stuff. I built some good slingshot rifles like that. Big ones with little trigger mechanisms. You can see them all on my channel, but it was more of a bit of fun. I wouldn't, you know, recommend them. Bear with me. So many comments. I'm not going to get through them all. Michael Lamb says, all right, John, ordered a blood stopper, waiting for it at the minute. What shot would you shoot with it fronting? As I said, 95% of my catapults are designed for 9.5 steel. That's like our go-to, what they're built around the 9.5 steel ammo. So that's what I'd recommend. If anybody's shooting different ammo, we'll put any band set on you want. We've got a large stock of most band sets out there here, most elastic. If you want something different, we'll put it on. But 9.5 steel is what our catapults are good for out the bag once you get one. Just looking for your comments. Max H says, hey, John, what's your earliest slingshot memory? Love what you do. Love from Canada. Well, I got a few. I remember you used to drive around the lanes in my dad's van with the spotlights up in the trees with an ash bar. I was only 8, 9, 10 years old then, dropping sleeping birds, which ain't good, but that was over 20 years ago. I can remember that. But, used to run around picking them up and throwing them in the back of the van. About 9 to 10 then, 8, 9 to 10. And skiving off school. I used to skive off school all the time. I left school when I was like 12, 13 anyway. I didn't go for the last few years. But when I was at school, as soon as I started walking on my own, I'd have a little telescopic fishing rod and a natural catapult in my bag. And we had a quarry by us, a big quarry, which was full of pigeons and rabbits. And he's had a pool in there full of carp, an old quarry pool. And at least a day or two a week, I'd just go off shooting and fishing for the day and then go back home. But get away with it then. You'd have no phone calls or nothing. All you had to do was take a little piece of paper in, your mum's signature on it. John was off. Yes, the John was off there. Never get away with it now. I think they ring you as soon as you have a day off, don't they, and fine you. And that a little bit different than 20 years ago. Making me sound old now. Jesus. Everyone shoots differently. So in my opinion, learning how to properly make band sets is on the top of the priority learn list. Yeah, a good band set is essential. A good band set, like I say, on a crap frame is better than a crap band set on a good frame, 100% all day long. The Smoke Show says, hey, John, you're on a desert island for a year and you have unlimited ammo and a knife to carve a natural to survive. What 3 small game animals would you want to be on the island? Pheasants, because I wouldn't leave the island. And when a pheasant's roosting, it will sit there till you hit it, even if you take 30 shots at it, and you can walk about 6 foot away. So it was simply to survive. I just want pheasants because they're without doubt the easiest game out there. And then we'd go rabbit. I wouldn't go squirrel because you don't get a lot of meat and it's chewy, but I'd definitely go pheasant, definitely go rabbit. And pigeon is a bit of a delicacy every now and then, a couple of nice pigeon breasts. I use G's and K green. Is your new frame going to be over the top or TTF? It's a TTF. Theraband does smell like Kinder Egg. Atlantic Woodsman says, I from Canada, are you going to be making any different types of catapults on eBay? I seem to miss out every time I check. I rarely do. Once or twice a year, I might carve a boxing glove or an horse's foot, but I only do them now and then. I'm just flat out with what I do. I enjoy making the carved ones as a little bit of time out from catapults, if that makes sense. Love to have a day's carving. I just don't get the time to that stuff. Not at the moment, anyway. Got a lot going on. Just reading your comments. Dewey Ford says, hey, John, can you do a pigeon catch and cook? I will do if I can get one. I've been trying. Well, I don't know what it's like where you lot are, but pigeons here, Jesus. If you get within 40 metre of one and it doesn't fly off from the top of the tree, you've done well. The proper wild wood pigeon. Now, I know there is places. When I used to live down the Midlands, for example, you'd walk down the canal or through the lines there, there'll be wood pigeons everywhere, 5-10 metres away. You just, where I am in North Wales, you cannot get within 30-40 metre of a wood pigeon. That's why if you look for all my future video, all my early videos and that, you rarely see me dropping pigeon. You just can't get to them. Jason Solly says, are you going to the Bristol comp, John? Yes, the shoot's on the Sunday. I'm booked in the hotel Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to visit some family in the Midlands on the way. We're going to have a day around Weston-super-Mare on the Saturday, and then we're going to get to the shoot on the Sunday. Looking forward to seeing it. All right, we might have to cut some of these comments short because Gavin says, advice for beginners, stay away from the groups, the catapult groups. You get 100 different answers to end up none the wiser. Yeah. You get a lot of you do get a lot of good stuff from the groups as well. They're just not for me. I don't know. I'd come off the groups years ago. Like to do my own thing and take my own path, I suppose. Atlantic Woodsman says, hi, John, do you have any issues with your bands in cold weather? All bands are slower in cold weather. So you get, there's a lot of bands that say they're anti-cold and that. They do put stuff in. Does it really make a difference? Well, the faster the band is in the summer, it's going to be faster in the winter, isn't it? So just start with a fast band. My rule of thumb used to be, I don't do a lot of wanting all that now, but when I used to shoot, I think it was 25, 20 Theraband all through the summer and at the comps. And when winter come, I'd shoot 30 to 20 mil Theraband just to compensate for the loss in temperature. But I don't really swap a lot now, to be fair. Dudley, there's millions of pigeons. Exactly. That's where I used to go around the canals there. You got all the ferals in the town. And I used to live in Dudley for a long time, actually. Yeah. Do you know Neverton, just outside Dudley? All the canals there. I caught loads of pike and little carp and all sorts from them canals. But yeah, like I say, that's what I was thinking of when I said it earlier, actually. The wood pigeon there, you can walk down the canal, you can bag like 10 or 15 wild wood pigeon within 5 minutes because they're everywhere. Crazy. Crazy. Here, I can't get one. Could spend all year trying to shoot a wood pigeon, couldn't get one. But squirrels and rabbits, there's hundreds of them everywhere. Right, I've lost your comments. Where we go? Here we go. Looking for your comments. What distance would you say, Chris Tall is asking, stays at what you're aiming at without adjusting aiming? I brought one of yours through eBay, not used it yet. Depends on what bands you shoot. With the setup I use, I tend not to aim higher. Anything over 15 meters, I tend to compensate a little bit higher. But I tend not to shoot much over 15 meters now. 20 meters is probably my max, so I just aim like half-inch higher or something. The only way to do that, I can't answer that properly because it depends what setup you're using and how fast it is and what ammo. Obviously, heavier ammo drops off quicker, where a 6 or 4 mil ammo would shoot straight. Best thing there would be to go and put a big piece of paper up, put a dot in the middle, shoot at 10 meter with your reference point on the dot. Go to 20 meter, put your reference point on the dot, go to 30 meter, and then you should have 3 ammo holes in the paper, and then you can work out how much higher you have to aim. But for what I do and the fastness of the bands I shoot, I don't really have much problem with drop. Don't really shoot that far, to be honest. Chucking Steel, cheers from Alabama. I enjoy your stuff. I'll catch you next time, brother. Have a good one, sir. after this, I'm going on the Catapult groups and putting some Theraband setups up. Good luck. Alan Sutherland, would you ever consider doing the shot of the month challenges again? To be fair, I don't do the online comps. We was the Gamekeeper shot of the month back in the day was the birth of the online comps, but there's a lot of hassle. Like the thing that we had was picking the winner because you'd put a vote up and then it would be the winner would be who's got the most friends. And I'm probably guilty of voting for my friends myself before. It's probably what you do, isn't it? And then we used to have a panel of judges when it used to be the UKCA, I think it was. And then people would say, well, that wasn't the best shot. You always get a lot of negativity when you have to pick a winner. The best types are, if I was ever going to do one, it would be to see who can hit the most spinners in a row or who can cut a cannon the fastest time. That way you don't effectively have to score it. But the way we did it and had to pick a winner, it was just causing a load of balls every week, to be honest. A lot more hassle than it was worth. Everybody trying to cheat and mace a little trophy. So that's why we come off that. Ron Wild shooting 1 mil thick bands with 11 mil steels because I'm shooting rats which need killing off the local park. I can hit a rat but not necessarily headshots. I want to make sure they're dead. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, blunt force, bang anywhere in the body of the down. Many years ago when we used to drop birds at night, we used to use double 30 to 20, the old formula Theraband, and 14 and 16 mil leads. And we would use that simply because it was blunt force. You wouldn't be aiming for anywhere particular. You just whack it, it will come down on the floor and it'll be enough to grab it. Obviously, I don't even do that type of shooting. I haven't for years, but it would be headshots if I did now. But, you know, sheer trauma, just hit it anywhere and drop it. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it's effective and you're getting them, it's working. Right, we're nearly to the bottom of your comments, but I'm going to have to wrap it up. We've been an hour and 12 minutes. We had at least 10 or 15 different countries coming in when I asked you. Like I say, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, give it a like, try and get this catch and cut video out, but I've got such a busy week that I'm away the weekend, so try and get it out. We might go live again near the end of the week. As I say, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, and I suppose I'll catch you all in the next show sometime. So we'll have a good one. Hope you had a good Easter weekend. Remember, stay safe, shoot straight.